getting to know someone at that level to determine whether they're a godly person is becoming more difficult.
Mhm.
Because you may just see somebody one time or in passing at church or just online. You don't really know much about them, and say this gentleman um, just says hello. I'd
Mhm.
like to take you to coffee. Now
Yeah.
it's like dilemma mode. What do I do, right? So
Yeah.
how? I mean, you obviously you were friends with Abuna first. You knew him um, before you got into any sort of relationship with him. Um, I think most women don't have that um, opportunity nowadays.
Mhm.
Um, I wish it was just that simple. Um, is there any kind of other way? I mean, so should you just encourage women to, if a guy does ask you for a first date and there's like no obvious red flags,
Mhm.
go ahead, or is there some other way to just pre-screen for the basic quality of this? Is this a God-fearing person?
Yeah, so I think it's a little bit of both. And I know we've been kind of talking about like what to look for, how to know you're ready, but this can be a whole other topic of like the logistics of dating and what our culture has told us growing up. I don't know if it was the same out west, but East Coast, it was very influenced by the purity culture, like even like from the Protestants kind of got in. Again, that's a whole other topic as well. But
Are you
the
talking
whole
about like the actual, like geographically, like the East Coast is more puritanical because that's where they settled?
I
Or
don't
are you
know.
just talking about the Coptic culture?
No, just the Coptic
Oh,
culture,
okay, okay.
what we were taught in churches growing up. And
Oh
I
no,
can
that's definitely universal. West Coast, East
that's
Coast.
good.
Yeah.
Like I remember the whole book, I Kissed Dating Goodbye was like a big thing growing up. And it kind of gave us this idea of like dating is bad, it's wrong. You're only supposed to date the person that you're going to marry. And, that's really not helpful, right? Because the whole point of dating is to figure out if I'm going to marry this person or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember I gave a talk recently to middle school girls, so they're like seventh grade, eighth grade, and then I was like, dating is not bad; it's just the timing of it. You have to, be at the right time and be ready to date. And someone was like, "What? Dating's not bad?" And I was like, "Yeah, it really isn't." But and there's so many other things we do this with. We do this with sex too. Again, a whole other topic of like it's bad, and then people get into marriage and they have that same mentality, but really that's so incorrect. Um, anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but
No, no, but I'm curious from a girl's perspective. Why is
yeah.
there so much pressure put on just a simple date, like grabbing a coffee? Is it that girls are afraid of this is going to turn into number two? I'm not going to know how to get out of this. That someone's going to find out about it. Like, what is it about? I think for guys, it's like whatever, if we'll see how it goes. If it works out, great. We'll do another one. If not, it's great. It was great meeting you.
So I,
I've,
I think there's a fear too from the culture of like, well, I don't want to be known as that girl who has gone on like a million dates, or
mhm.
I don't want to just give any guy an opportunity because of that. Also, like, their time is valuable. They don't, again, want to quote unquote waste their time if it's not the right person. So, going back to what you said about like, okay, should she just give him a chance or should she pre-screen, him if she can? And I think both work, right? If you have the opportunity to be friends with somebody before you enter a relationship with them, you can really rule out a lot of things. You could get to know their personality in a more organic kind of setting around other people. But you're blessed if you're able to do that. And I was very lucky that I went to college with Abuna for 3 years, and I got to see him in a lot of different aspects and different situations. But not everybody gets the chance to do that. So if you don't have that option, then there's nothing wrong with giving a guy a chance. You ask about him. If any of your friends know him, they can kind of tell you what he's about or what he's like. And if it's somebody who's just a stranger that you won't have another opportunity to meet, let's say you meet somebody at like a conference and you're not going to see them again because they're in
Mhm.
a city or a different church, and you're praying about it, you have a safe, good feeling about it, then go for it. There's nothing wrong with that.